Hello, my lovelies. It is time for my December Cards Against My TBR, so stay tuned. So, if I look different than I did in the thumbnail, it's because I actually filmed all of this a few days ago and was going to edit today, only to realize that somehow I had changed the setting in my camera and filmed everything with muted slow motion. So I'm going to do the best I can to recap what happened. So if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Cards Against My TBR is one of my multiple TBR games that I play in order to help pick my TBR for the upcoming month. So the way this works is, or typically works, is I take 26 Cards Against Humanity answer cards, 26 question cards, I shuffle them all together, and then I draw 5 cards, and then I pick books that either answer the question or fill in the blank, or if the answer reminds me of said book, or whatever. Now at this point I've already done that. So when it gets to the time that I would normally do that, I'm just going to tell you what I drew. So going over how I did last month, I had 5 rollovers. So I had Project Hail Mary. I have started that. I think I'm a little under halfway at this point, and it is the 27th. I'm likely to finish it by the end of the month, but if not, it will roll over. Then there was Pollyanna. I'm not going to dig through all the books again. There was Pollyanna by Eleanor Porter, and I did read that. Then there was The Bone Houses, and I have not read this. Oz Volume 2, I have read that. And A Dark and Hollow Star, I actually finished that in October, so I didn't end up having to roll it over. And then the cards that I drew last month, I only drew 2 because I needed to take the month to try to catch up. So the first one was Tonight on Murder Files, An Ordinary Man Driven to Kill by, I had selected Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, and I was going to read that. It was going to be my buddy read book, but then I realized that I actually read that this summer, and so it would be a reread for me. So I asked them, do you want to still do this or read something else? And so we ended up reading How to Sell a Haunted House instead, but I think it still works for this. And then for the card Being Crushed to Death by a Stage Light, I selected This Way Madness Lies, and I did read that as well. Now to tell you how I did with my Have I Read It's. So I was way behind in my Have I Read It's and had to roll a lot over. Plus this round there were 3 more to add. So Have I Read It number 53, I was to read The Looking Glass Wars and Furthermore. I did read Furthermore, but I have not read The Looking Glass Wars, so that's going to roll over. Number 55 was The Bone Houses. Like I said, I haven't read that. Number 56 is What to Say Next, and I have not read that. Number 58 was The Menagerie and Oz Volume 2. I have read both of those. Number 59 is Somewhere Only We Know, and I have not read that. Number 60 was The Candy Shop War, and I have read that. Number 61 was Sky Without Stars, and I started reading that and then DNF'd it. And then number 62 is The Best Laid Plans, and I have read that. For number 63, I forget how many I had. I want to say it was like 8. So I only had to pick the number 1 voted book. And there was actually a tie between Revelations by Melissa de la Cruz and Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry. And I asked my coffee patrons to break the tie, and they voted on Revelations. For number 64, there actually wasn't anything for y'all to vote for. So I'm reading the next Jennifer L. Armentrout book that my coffee patrons are doing like a read along for, and that is The Darkest Star. And then for number 65 in first place was After the End by Amy Plum. Okay, so for the 5 cards that I drew, this isn't, I don't know what the order was that I actually drew them, but this is what I got. For the answer card, a play about people I don't like doing things I don't care about, What I did there was I actually went onto my Goodreads and I sorted them by lowest rated, and I just picked like the lowest rated book that actually had ratings, and that was Sublime by Christina Lauren. For the question card, for this question card, anytime I play Cards Against Humanities with anybody, I always have them, like the first time they play with me, I have them either pick a blank question card or a blank answer card, and they put like whatever they want there. And that's what this is. It's a handwritten one. And this is by Maria. She was a foreign exchange student. She didn't live with us, but she stayed with us for about 2 weeks. But she was put in a different home and just kind of hung out here a lot. Not in this house, but and she's from Norway. She now lives here in Chattanooga. She ended up marrying a boy from here, and they now have a baby, and yeah, they got a super cute little family. Anyway, the question she wrote is, what's the secret ingredient of a happy holiday? And for that, I decided to go with family, and I picked Save the Date by Morgan Matson because like the whole family is getting together for this wedding. Okay, for the answer card, matching with mom on Tinder, I decided to go with something that's not a good match, or people that are not a good match. And I selected So Much Closer by Suzanne Colasanti. This girl follows a boy to New York to prove to him that they're supposed to be together. That just sounds like a no. Also, So Much Closer and these next two books all came from my shelf that I have in the living room, which are from my Have I Read It special edition, where like these books will self-destruct, so there were ones I definitely needed to get read. So this answer card is Getting Hurled into a Wildfire by a Hurricane. And I had a few different options to choose from, but I decided to go with Eleanor Ophelia is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman because of matches on the cover. And then for the last card, I had a question card, and this is, I've had a horrible vision, Father. I saw mountains crumbling, stars falling from the sky. I saw blank. And for this one, I selected This Be the Stoop and the Black Mountain by Zach Gorman. So those are all of the books for those cards. And then I didn't say this in my original recording because I didn't figure it out. But for my December buzzword, which is a book that has something sound related, for example, noise, silence, quiet, loud, whisper, cackle, laugh, sneeze, I decided to go with A Dickens Christmas, A Christmas Carol and Other Stories by Charles Dickens, because carol is a sound, I guess. Okay, so for my TBR knockout for December, the theme is gifts. So the first prompt is to read a book that was gifted, and Revelations by Melissa Dela Cruz was something that was gifted to me from Sander. So that's what I'll read for that one. And then the second prompt was gift in the title or gift on the cover, or something that you might gift someone on the cover. For example, books. I selected Save the Date by Morgan Matson because like there's a dog on the cover. You could give that as a gift. There's flowers, things like that. Those are all things you could give as a gift. Okay, sorry if this video is sporadic and short, but I wanted to make it quick since I had to redo it, and I hope you guys still enjoy it. Have you read any of these books? Did you like them? Did you not? Comment down below. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, but hopefully better, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!